Welcome back to Loose Women. Now, National Infertility Awareness Week kicks off today, which aims to highlight the impact infertility has on people's lives, explain what options are out there for those struggling to conceive, and get more of us talking about the subject. About 3.5 million Brits, that's 1 in 6 couples in the UK, experience difficulties conceiving, and after pregnancy, infertility is the most common reason women aged 20 to 45 visit their GP. But is being aware of your fertility a good thing, Lisa?
I think it is, and I only know that now because I'm sort of the other side of it. I always assumed that I wouldn't have any fertility problems, and then when I fell pregnant with Beau, I started trying, and 2 weeks later I was pregnant, so I assumed that that would be the way that I made babies and it would be really easy. And then subsequently when I wanted more, I wasn't able to have them. I had 2 miscarriages. So I think just being in tune with it, a lot of us that have careers don't want to think about it because we don't want it to get in the way of where we're going and all of that, but ultimately I think you need to be aware that you may or may not have an easy choice. You know, it may be difficult. So I think, yes, always be aware of it. Don't obsess about it, but be aware of it.
Well, I think it's a really good idea, because you'd be surprised how many things have changed, and they're all saying there's different chemicals in waters now. There's all sorts of things, and if it's not all blamed on the woman now. You know, men sometimes have a low count.
So you think it's a good idea, the male fertility test?
Yeah, but even general, you know, just get yourself checked out and everything else, because like you say, later on in life there's a lot of second marriages now, and they want you know, children together, which is only natural. And it's amazing, isn't it, how women spend half their life trying to avoid pregnancy, and then the next half of it trying to get pregnant. And it is a huge thing, and such a stress. Such a stress thing as well.
Did you
so
find that?
Get yourself out.
I didn't have any problems, luckily. But my daughter Lauren and her husband now, Steve, were trying for a baby, and they tried for 2 years, and they went along with some tests, and they found out that Steve had quite a low sperm count, and they just advised him to stop riding his bike and to wear looser pants. And after the 2 years, I got her a get pregnant night dress that seemed to do the trick. It's only at a Topshop. It was just a little flimsy little thing, and I said, "Dash to get pregnant night dress," and it worked. So, but yeah, I mean, I think the DIY thing. Obviously, there's a DIY test that men can use now. That's a really good idea, because it obviously helps with the NHS and having to go for appointments and everything to be able to, you know, test your
How does that work?
Well, how it works basically, there's a product that's it's now available in the UK. It costs around £30, and basically it allows men to check their sperm count at home in just 10 minutes. Like I say, it's gone on sale in the UK for the first time. It's called SpermCheck. It's designed to look like a the original, and basically it's designed to work like a pregnancy test, and it can be bought over the counter. But why do you think that's a good idea?
Just because, as I said, it's like, obviously we're really busy, the NHS, and to be able to do it at home, it's just like a pregnancy test, really. The line comes up or whatever, and so the same with this. I mean, just to be able to check and see.
I think it's good too.
I can't really downsize in it.
And I think for a long time women have been forced to look at themselves in those sort of situations, and sometimes blame themselves for not being the one that's able to conceive. And sometimes the problem is with the guy, and it can be as simple as, like you say, not riding your bike, or wearing your trousers, or not smoking, or not drinking.
Or get pregnant night dress.
Yeah, or get pregnant night dress. That's not for him, is it?
No, it's not. Well, it was for him and all. He likes it.
See, I think a lot of people forget you've got to do that. You know, you've got to do that to have, maybe, you know.
Yes. You know, quite good too.
You forgot, didn't you?
Yeah, I forgot. Well,
You forgot to have babies.
No, I did forget, and I forget to do that as well, you see. I've got to put it on the to-do list. But I do think it's a great idea. I mean, the more knowledge we have, the easier it will be. And it's a very common thing in men now. So
I think being measured about it's quite a smart thing to do as well. You don't want to obsess about it. Like, you don't want to go on a date and whip the test out at dinner and say, you know, I'm thinking about, I quite like babies. Can you just pop to the loo for 5 minutes? Because I need to know if we have a future.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to do that, do you?
But then again, if you do want kids, and you've only got so many eggs left, you've got to make sure that there's enough.
But there's a lot to be said. There is a lot to be said for being relaxed as well when you're trying.
Absolutely, because there are some relationship therapists that suggest that it might lead to friction in relationships.
Oh, hey, oh.
Yeah. Not that kind of friction. Not a positive friction.
Start the fire!
Yeah. No, basically saying that there could well be a problem, that men could feel emasculated if their partner asks them to take the test, and also women, we do have to face up to this. When we do get to a point when we decide that we're ready to start a family, some women can be very driven and blinkered about this. And rather than just taking a step back and getting a nightie, like you said, and just letting nature take its course, can perhaps start to put too much pressure on the men, so it can backfire a little bit, causing problems.
I think if you're at that stage of your relationship where you've presumably had a conversation about the fact you both want children, I think it would be very kind of immature of a boy to kind of go, well, I don't feel like a man if you make me do that test. So I think when you get to the point
But
where
we have to go through enough.
Well, we do,
Gynecological examinations and all of that. I think it's the least they can do.
Do you think this is a very modern thing, this whole obsessing with the idea that, right, okay, I'm going to take a test and see whether I can conceive, and if I can't, I'm going to go down this route, whereas years gone by, if you tried and it didn't happen, you just let it go.
Yeah.
Do you think we're becoming too...
No, I never do. I always think that we're clever. Mankind is brilliant. We're scientists, and we come up with these things that make life, the idea is to make life easier so that you can avoid any heartache, any potential problems. That's why they test babies in the womb and to avoid all of that. So I think this is great, and I'm surprised that it's only happened now. I think it would have happened a long time ago.
I can see there would be problems though. Judging by that, like we've just been discussing that, and it's got a little bit of laughter as well, because it's like, oh, it's a man thing, this. And if you have got a low count, then it needs to. But like you say, it's fixable.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if you've got a really high count? I'm off out. This stuff is on fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a way someone could actually maybe think about selling or something? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that, I don't know, taking your theory.
That's a whole...
Maybe I shouldn't take your theory.
Can I just say
leave it hanging.
it's a whole different discussion, and it's half term, so I'm going to stop now. Okay.
Lady Gaga next.
Yeah, mums at home, you can take your hands off their ears. We're stopping.
But there's nobody watching. They're all out of power.
Okay. Now, if seriously though, if you have been affected by fertility issues, you can go to our website for information about groups who may be able to help you. Still to come, we'll be catching up with two Brits who star in dramas that the Americans just can't get enough of. We'll be talking to Masters of Sex star Michael Sheen and Downton Abbey's Penelope Walton. First, it is competition time, and if 7 is your lucky number, then listen up, because